Hey everyone, welcome to Collector Chatter. In today's episode, we finally are going to talk about the new Funmaker Inc. They came out with their first product, Rokimoto. Can't wait to talk about that, all of our thoughts, what we think about it, and a bunch of other news as well. Let's get into it.
Collecting is the way.
Now sit back for the thrill and see what SLURPRISEs we have.
Now let's chat.
No way. Hey everyone, welcome back to Collector Chatter. This is episode 125. I am Migs here with Charlie and Trey, and we are back. If you guys checked out that intro, we're clearly very excited for this new product that we're going to talk about. We finally got the reveal, Funmaker Inc. All of this time we were thinking about what is it going to be, and we got what it's going to be for now at least, but we'll get into that. We'll talk about it, all the slurping and everything we'll talk about. We'll get into some other stuff. The VeeFriends, we got new stuff coming out for that. Thrilljoy, we got some controversy that we're going to bring up that maybe not a lot of people are talking about. So, here in Collector Chatter, we love talking about that stuff. So we're going to bring that up. A couple other things, even some Funko product stuff that we're going to talk about that are pretty exciting. But we'll get right into it with the big stuff. We'll get into the Funmaker Inc. Presents. It finally came out. Last episode, we were going back and forth because it was like days before on what we thought it was going to be. And we were just throwing shit at the wall. We had no idea what the heck it was going to be. But we were kind of right with certain things. And
we were
very much wrong with other things. I think the one thing that I personally did bring up was like an Asian base, some type of thing that was very much influenced by Asian culture. And that's kind of what it ended up being. Charlie and Trey, you both were kind of one that it's going to be a product, it's going to be something. Charlie was really into it's going to be a vinyl plate, whatever it is, and we're getting that. But what's interesting is that I did want to bring this up because it doesn't seem like this is going to be the only thing. You talked about multiple products. It seems like it still kind of is what I said, not event based, but it is like a umbrella company that's going to do multiple things. So we were all kind of somewhat right a little bit in what this is going to be, but we had no idea what this product specifically was going to be, and of course that is the Rokimoto. We're saying that right. I think that's how she says it in the song. Rokimoto, go, go. And that song. So that's kind of what it is. So yeah, let's get into it. What do you guys' initial thoughts? Talk about the product and what do you guys think? And we'll all kind of give our input. I know we're kind of all over the place with this, but I'd love to hear what you guys think about this.
I've had to allow this to marinate for a while. When it first was announced, I was a little underwhelmed, I must say. But I agree what you said, Migs. I wasn't shocked that it was Japanese inspired, but the thing I think that shocked me more was this more or less seems like it's a Japanese toy company made by Mike. I wouldn't even necessarily call it, obviously it's still, I guess, inspired because it's not like he's Japanese, but it went way more into that. I thought they were traveling there to truly get inspiration, which they really got inspiration, I guess, when it's all said and done, because this looks like a toy that we would probably find in Japan that would be very, very popular with the Asian market, in my opinion, more so than the American market, even though a lot of their stuff is becoming more and more popular in the States when it comes to collectibles. But my initial reaction was it was way more into that than I expected, even down to their mascot. I did not expect that. I'll leave it at that for right now. But I don't know, what do you think, Trey?
No, I completely agree. We had no idea what it was going to be. I personally thought it was going to be something like with ad icons or, I don't know, something more of maybe like
retro.
a big, like a retro, kind of like the big boy stuff, to be honest. I will say they're not bad. It's nothing that I really collect, but I can see more of maybe the people that collect manga stuff, you know what I mean? Like that go to specific stores, like maybe that go to the Asian markets for their food, you know what I mean? Like normal Americans or whatever, not just the specific Asian market or anything like that. But I think that if you're really into it, kind of like And Charlie, you may know or remember this time when we had that one guy on TikTok where he
Yes.
actually moved to Japan or China or whatever, and he's like really big into all that. And I follow him on social media, and that's all he like. He loved that even when he lived here in Texas. So like, there are people out there. It's just, is it my fandom? Not really. You know, maybe down the line they'll do maybe some inspired Power Ranger stuff, because originally Power Rangers was over there, or VR Troopers, or I don't know, just something completely different. But stuff like this, it's cool, but it's just not something that I'm definitely gonna go like on the hunt for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat where, totally unique, cool, it's different. We'll get into kind of like the packaging and the way that everything is, but just from initial like release and that video and like, the quirkiness and all, the Japanese culture and everything, it didn't resonate with me. Like, it wasn't like, I'm like, I need this. I was kind of underwhelmed in the same sense because I didn't think they were going to go this route, even though I brought up the whole like, oh, he's going to Japan a lot and he's like influenced by that. I thought maybe it would still be something different. I don't even want to say, because it is original. I mean, but at the same time, if you look at other companies and other, like even the store that they're going to be featured in and things like that, like a lot of other Japanese toys and that style like exists out there. So it's kind of, he's like just fitting into that, type of audience, I guess. So it's definitely not something that I'm like really like, yeah, I got to get these, are amazing or whatever. I thought it would be something maybe that would be more exciting for that type of thing. But either way, it is a new figure. It's a small, it very much reminds me, and I think all of us think of like a soda, which we all know. Obviously, Mike was pretty much a big deal when it came to some sodas with Funko. It's not in a can, it's in a little like ramen cup. And then you open it up and you pull out the figure. It is pretty cool, like the details that they put into it. It's very, very bright and out there, which a lot of like Japanese toys and stuff are. And then you get the little figure inside. There's a chance for like a chase, which they call a SLURPRISE, which is weird. Obviously, the slurping whole thing is because of the ramen, clearly. But it's like a little bit different of like, it looks like they're like sitting down instead of standing up for the most part, like cross leg. And then the inside there's like a packet which has like a little pog almost, which almost is like a soda too, which kind of tells you, I believe, maybe the character and that kind of stuff, some details. So it's like he pretty much took that idea that he had and he just kind of molded it into like this more Japanese centric like product. And they're even being featured in like there's a specific store, is it Miniso?
Miniso.
Yeah, Miniso, which is a lot of those around us in the city, specifically in New York and stuff. So like these stores, we've seen a lot of this type of product there, so it makes sense that that's where he's at. It's just I don't want to like, I don't want to hate on it and say it's bad. It's just, I don't even know if the weird is the word, but it's just unexpected and a little just, it's a little different. But then Mike, like this kind of is up his alley, so it's not surprising per se. But I don't know, I think the community is also kind of mixed. Like there's some people that are diehard Mike people that are loving it no matter what it is, I guess. And then there's some people that are just like, yeah, this ain't it, this is too similar to this, or this isn't what we like, or whatever it is. And it's fine, you don't have to. But I just like that it's something kind of new, and at least we got something fresh. It doesn't have to be something that we like or we're going to collect, but I'm just kind of getting the vibes of like the initial Thrilljoy talk. Remember that when it was like, we're kind of like, is this good? Like, who knows? And then we started kind of liking it a little bit, and now we're just, whatever about it. But this one I feel like is more where I'm just like, I don't know if this is something for me.
I want to end like, so give me a little more of my 2 cents now, and after you both have talked. How I said in the beginning, I've had a lot to marinate. The moment I saw this, I was like, this is not for me. I'm not going to get these. But like you just said, this is so Mike. Like, it makes me in a weird way kind of excited for them. And I mean, yes, I love, like, for me, this is about supporting Mike rather than like if these were in this store and they weren't Funmaker Inc, I would look at them, and keep walking. Which, you know, it's his exact. Let's be real. This is the way marketing works, and you know, he's built an entire brand around himself, which gets me excited for them. And one thing too, like we've kind of said before, we like one thing that was exciting about Thrilljoy in a weird way was the original character of Blue. I mean, these are new original characters, which like I'm really excited for. And I think we'll get into the characters in a bit, but like one of them, like he has a few different ones already he's created. It seems like a female character, a male character, a penguin, and an ocelot. And it looks like they've even teased more when he was making one of his videos today. They're all kind of like animal based too, like with the friends, which I feel like this is stuff that I feel like he probably wanted to do at Funko, and they're like, no. Like, that's like another vibe I get.
Yeah.
And I do, like we say all the time, we miss sodas. Like I kind of wish these were a little mainstream for all of us to really get into them, but I'm also thinking he's not just gonna live with just this product, and that's I think why in that announcement video it was very strategically said this is just the beginning, more to come.
Yeah.
And I like how it says Funmaker Inc Presents, which makes me feel like there is gonna be just like tons of different products. So
Not just that.
not
Okay,
just
yeah,
this.
I can see that.
And even too, like I thought they were pogs, and I looked a little more like they're actually patches. So he's tried to change up a little bit of everything, but you know, sodas were one of his bread and butters with Brian. And why it's funny, everyone keeps complaining, and we talk about it on the podcast multiple times. Funko got rid of sodas because of they didn't want to pay for the price of aluminum, this, and that. I mean, Mike basically just now making that product, and he found a creative way to making it a plastic thing, which I think Funko should have done. I know rewinds, but rewinds weren't it. They should have rebranded sodas if that truly, at the end of the day, was the reason why they got it, and made it in a cheaper container.
Yeah, like a plastic one.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like you said, it's something. If I saw it, I mean, I've seen stuff like this even at Hot Topic. Like I saw some today. They were cool, you know, but again, it's not something that I'm just gonna be like, oh my god, this is Funmaker Inc. Or you know, like, I'm not gonna pick it up. Now, again, if they do have licenses, you know, like later down the line, you know, if we see some Marvel or we see some Ninja Turtles or we see anything else, like yeah, sure, but right now our wallets are safe. Basically, that's how I see it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
funny you say that while it's being safe. Let's talk about this. They haven't announced price.
It's true.
I do feel like these are going to be extremely affordable. Like, what do you guys think?
I can see that.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, I
$20.
think when it's all said
$20
and
the
you
done,
can
most.
defend. Yeah, you can you know what is affordable technically. Like Funko now is no longer affordable. But
agreed.
like,
Well, that's what I was about
you
to
know what
say.
I'm
I
saying?
think these will be cheaper than Funko's bread and butter pops, and they're obviously cheaper than Thrilljoys.
Yeah.
So like $15 in the sweet spot, 15 to $12.
Yep, I think so.
I can see that.
Especially like, and guys, let us know in the comments below if you do frequent the store that they are going to be sold at. Miniso, how was it said again?
Miniso, I think.
Miniso. I'm pretty sure the stuff in there is relatively affordable. I don't think any of the stuff in there. Do you know, Trey? Have you been to one?
I wouldn't
Some of
say
it,
I wouldn't say all of it, but it's kind of like I kind of think about it like as like I guess like not the cost babies, but like there are some things that like I've gone to like an anime store.
Yep.
A local one here, and like a little figure, maybe even smaller than like a soda. Some of those are like $20, $30. Like for something that's like literally, I don't know, maybe like smaller than a
Agreed, but
soda.
it's funny. Like those Cos babies, though, they are made by Hot Toys.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about like some that are actually from
got you.
Yeah, like Asian themed or like a
Yeah, they'll
manga.
look
Like
like
yeah,
that,
they'll
yeah.
have like a like let's just say a one piece figure, and it's literally probably I don't know, maybe like a little bit smaller than a soda figure, and some of those can be $30, $40. It just depends, right? Like I don't know. I'm hoping maybe if that is the case, it'd be cool to just open up a few to see what you get, right? Because you want to get the SLURPRISE. But
I mean, I'm definitely going for this SLURPRISE. I'm not gonna lie. The other thing too that doesn't help me, this store is legitimately within stone throwing distance from my office.
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you might be the hunter of the group now.
There's no way. I mean,
Have you been in the store?
I have been in the store.
Oh, okay, because I'm looking online because I was gonna try to see if I can get an idea of like what prices of some of the stuff is, and it seems like they do a lot of collab stuff. Like they have
Totally
Mickey
licenses
stuff,
galore,
Marvel,
Disney,
they have
One Piece.
Oh, okay.
Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
like random stuff like that. So it's like, but they sell kind of those random products, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I think it's just so different than what we usually go for that's kind of why we're a little bit more like, let's see how this goes and we'll kind of feel it out. But obviously this product, it's funny because even on their page, like, I don't know if this is the official name of it, but they said it twice in the post. They call it a cup of fun, which is interesting. It's like cup of fun, anyone. And then at the end, it's like your chance to win a cup of fun because they're doing like a giveaway. So it's like, are they just saying like, oh, it's a cup of fun, or is that like literally what they're calling this like product itself? But like Charlie said, you know, they said this is kind of the beginning, and it just leads me to think like, what is that exactly going to be? Because like these, I'm getting the vibe that this is like a Fantastic Plastic style, right?
Yeah.
Where it's
Yes.
like completely original type characters. It's not licensing based at all. It's just it's under the umbrella of the company that he had, and this is what they're making, right? And it makes me think like, is he gonna go the licensing route? Like, I feel like he doesn't have to. Like, I feel like a lot of people would always be like, you got to get licenses for certain things, right? But I feel like this type of like community and this thing, like, you don't necessarily need licensing. If you come out with really cool, unique, different characters, and he comes out with more characters, obviously, like this, or than other products that are not just a ramen style thing, I think like it could be successful. But then at the same time, we're getting the vibe that maybe he's going to come out with something else that has nothing to do with Japanese culture, and it's just under the Funmaker Presents umbrella, you know, like maybe that's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
And that's when it's like, okay, he's doing a really good thing, which is kind of the vibe we were getting, that he would be like something bigger than just making one specific product. And because this has its own name, it has like it gives you the vibe, like you said, he just bought out, or he like owns this little company, but it's not the only thing he's making. Like he's going to have hands in multiple things. And that's kind of the vibe that we're getting. But I did kind of want to run through, because obviously this is the first time these are being, you know, if you guys haven't seen them, I want to show you guys. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, we'll pop them all up. But to kind of go through the ones, so we do have Babu, I guess it is, as a tiger. Babu as a tiger. So that's like the first one, and then of course it's like a normal one. Then he's like sitting down eating ramen, or she, which is like the quote unquote chase basically. And then Leo is like the male character that they have, which this is Space Boy. So he looks like more like an astronaut.
SLURPRISE, not the
SLURPRISE
chase.
is him. Yeah. SLURPRISE is him slurping the ramen, sitting down. Then we got Kit, which is, what is that thing, Charlie?
It's an, I don't want to butcher the name, but
Axolot.
It's for whatever reason,
like a unicorn elephant or something.
I mean, it's they have become, for whatever reason, they're very popular with, I feel like, elementary school age kids. Like they're in Minecraft. I don't know why they became popular. Maybe someone who's listening will know. Like my son's obsessed with them. I mean, we went to an aquarium and he knew what they were immediately. And me and Nikki were like, "What? We don't even know what this is called."
Is it like a real animal?
It's a real animal. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like a fantasy type thing.
No, it's real.
I was about to, no, for real?
That's an actual thing?
For real, yeah. It's an actual thing.
You know what's funny
change
is,
color and stuff.
Oh, geez. So what's funny is so random. But we were earlier playing. I was watching a YouTube thing with Brooklyn and Senna. We were just like, it was like guest logos, like it was like random brands and stuff, right? We were just like running. There was a YouTube thing. Then the next one was animals, and it was like easy, medium, hard. This was actually that name. Now that I remember it, I don't remember what it looked like though, but I remember that name being in like in the thing. I feel like the real animal, doesn't necessarily look like this, right? Is it a little different?
No, it does. It does.
Just like that.
It's funny. I'm looking it up right
Like,
now
are they like
too.
bigger for some reason?
It's
Taller?
also known as the Mexican walking fish, and they're aquatic amphibians.
Oh,
with unique looks.
it's in the water. Okay,
Yes, it's in the water.
Okay.
And they have regenerative abilities. They can make interesting low maintenance pets for beginners and experienced owners, but they are not easy to keep. That's interesting saying it's easy to pet. But yeah, like most of them are that like pink color. There's black ones, white. I mean, like I said,
I've seen these now.
You've seen them, right? For whatever, dude, there's toys of
like
them everywhere. Kind of, yeah.
I've seen these. Okay, yeah.
Most of the time you'll see like
but I mean, I guess whatever.
I mean, it does.
Well, only because they're like a longer, slender shaped thing. Where
It's
this,
hard to see that.
To me, when I saw this, I thought this was like more of like an elephant like figure. That's like the vibe I was getting.
I think for me, I'll be honest. When I first saw the figure, I did not realize what it was. When I saw the packaging, I was like,
this thing is creepy. The real thing?
Oof. Yeah, dude, that's what I was about to say. I would freak out if I saw that.
That's so creepy.
Yeah, kids love them. I bet you Brooklyn knows what it is.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
dude, I would freak out if I saw that thing in the water.
But that's all. Anyway, this one's called Kit.
Yeah, off topic. That's the one I want the most.
Yeah, Kit. Yeah, it's so weird. Then we got back to Babu again. This is just traditional. So it's just like another outfit of hers that she's in, more traditional looking. And then we do get another Leo, but this time he's Arctic Explorer, which is him like with a fish, and he's obviously in like the North Pole or something, or whatever. Then we got Mina, which is a penguin. So it seems like they're all kind of, well, not all of them, because one of them's like a tiger or whatever, but a lot of them are like,
well, it's a person like wearing a tiger suit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. That penguin reminds me of that one. What was that? Was it a cartoon?
Yeah, because I have
Chili,
the soda.
right?
I have the soda and the comment. I have the comment and the chase.
Yeah, I remember that. So I'm assuming Leo and Babu, or Babbo, or whatever, they're the main. Yeah, they're basically Freddy and Franny.
Yeah. Yes.
Gotcha.
Or that's how we are to think about it right now.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But I bet you they're friends, not brother and sister.
Twins. Yeah. But yeah, so those are them, obviously. So those are the first ones that came out. All the SLURPRISE versions are literally them just sitting down eating like ramen. Like there's nothing special about it. I guess that's why it's a SLURPRISE, because they're eating the ramen. But that's the like quote unquote chase, to say, right? Now the only thing that I don't think we've seen is like the breakdown. Like, what's the chance of you getting one of those ones? Like, what is the ratio of that? Secondly, these aren't numbered exclusive pieces. These are literally just products that they're going to continue to pump out. So there's no like limited. So we can't compare it to soda when it comes to like the original sodas when it comes to that, right? Because this is not have that like number thing going on, which is another kind of interesting thing to see, like how he runs with this. But yeah, it's I don't know what to think. And they're even like the videos are coming out, they have this girl and she's singing, like we kind of joked about it earlier, we got the Rokimoto song, and like it's very, very Japanese culture. Like a lot of the stuff is like that, like we know that, so it's fitting right in. They're actually, I think we kind of mentioned this, there's going to be an event on the 1st in New York City by where Charlie actually works. I may
try to go.
It's going to be one of those actual locations. It's in Times Square where they're going to be, and they're going to be at that Miniso like store. That's like the launch event, and even like that poster, like just the look of it is very like it fits into that whole Japanese vibe. So it's actually, he's really like running with whoever he has like doing this, or like really kind of helping him out with this, is doing a great job to fit that like culture and that whole vibe. But yeah, there's also going to be a giveaway. have
They're going to give out a box for the first
give out
200
a
people.
box, which no one knows what's in that box yet. I'm assuming maybe it's all 5 of them. It looks like it could be
the first 200, Charlie.
You got to be the first 200.
I feel like that's going to be hard, but we will see.
There's going to be a lot. Watch, there's going to be people waiting. It's Times Square, first of all. So
exactly. It's in a
ridiculous.
terrible location. It's going to be super crowded. What people will be like, this is how this stuff works in New York City for people who aren't, aware. People will just be walking in Times Square and they'll be like, there's a line. I'm going to go on the line, free stuff. And like, that's going to be weird about this too. It's not I get why Mike is having it here. It just so happens to be in Times Square, which I just think is going to be weird.
I hate it.
But
the box looks like it could be all the products. Could be like a full
probably.
set.
Well, it's also funny. All of this screams like the best stuff we liked about Funko, though. Take the product aside. The way the event poster looks, these boxes, it's very clear. We already knew what Mike provided to Funko, but I feel like we're really seeing it now because he's doing this all by himself. And I mean, I think the packaging is incredible for these figures. It's super cool. If that you see that on a shelf, it's catchy. You want to look at it. Like back to earlier, what I said. Would I want these if they weren't made by Mike? No, but I'm pretty sure I would look at the packaging if I was walking in the store and be like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
like all of that. And even I will say, because I've been pretty critical about social media marketing, I think everything they've done so far is brilliant. It's all good. Whether it speaks to us or not, it is good. It is high quality, and it makes me interested in the product, even if I didn't necessarily think the product was for me. Where another company, I was interested in the product, and when I see some of their marketing, it makes me not interested in the product. What's supposed to happen is happening for Rokimoto.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you want to say, Trey?
I was gonna say Thrilljoy, but okay.
You can.
Yeah, it's just funny because it's funny that we like obviously we were originally Funko fans, right? We still are, but like that's where it all started. So then like the fact that Brian came out and did his own thing, and then Mike came out, it's like it's not our fault, but we always want to compare it to Funko, or we always want to say like, what are the similarities, or what is this, or is it better and it's not? But in reality, we should just look at it like it's just something different. It's cool that we have something different out there, and
it's true.
There's going to be similarities. There's going to be differences. If you like it, if you don't, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's there. I think none of us are like, this is the greatest thing in the world. We want this and whatever, but we see a lot of the positives. We see the great way that it's being marketed, and like you said, the actual little ramen things are in, like all that stuff is like really cool and unique and different. And we have to applaud Mike for that regardless. Like, even if we're never going to buy it, it's still something that we can see being smart if that's what he wanted. Like, he wanted it to be that type of culture and that community. That's what he's getting. He's doing a good job at it. We can't say like it, like, okay, let's put it this way. It's kind of like when Funko tried to do that and do some of their, like some of the jumbo chans. Not all, because the jumbo chans are pretty cool, but even like the Project Freds and stuff, like they tried to go into another community, the more designer toy, whatever.
Didn't work.
And they failed. It was just terrible. And it wasn't just that like we didn't like it, like it just did not do well. This, even if none of us buy it, is probably going to do well in that vibe, like area, that store, that like
Agreed.
that community.
Yeah.
And then I guess we'll see if he continues doing that, or if he's going to branch out to other stuff that maybe we can kind of more relate to or whatever. But
I even love too. Did you guys see the video where he's like playing with the toys? He's like, "Ooh,
yeah." Yeah, which is the one, I know you kind of hinted towards it, but it's the one that you see the back of the video. There's actually other type figures. There's like a bear, there's
a lion, I think.
So there's a couple of different other ones that you think are going to be coming. And then you see like the main, that Leo character, like in completely different colors. So it looks like there's clearly more of that to come. And it's just going to be interesting, like, did he mean more to come? Like, this is his only venture, his only Rokimoto, and they're just going to keep blowing up with different products? Or did we take it like more like, yeah, they're going to do their thing, and then I'm also going to open up this other whatever? And
I think it has to be other stuff, because he wouldn't have called the company Funmaker Inc.
Yeah.
And the word presents is very strategically used, because I do think that is what will happen for every product line. It'll be Funmaker Inc presents XYZ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you could definitely tell. Not to say like there's no reason to compare it to Funko, but when you think about stuff that he did and the way he's doing it, it's just so obvious that he did that when he came to Funko, and now he's doing it when it comes to this because it's his baby. He's really he knows what works and he likes doing it, and he's running with it. So like we can't really fault him for that. He's doing a good job with that. But I guess we'll kind of see what's going on.
I was watching the video and I just took a screenshot, and you can see in the background of what else is there. There's like a bear, a lion, a few others
different
as well.
Color variations.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because part of me is like, is there even more? Like, I look at those penguins in this picture.
Yeah.
Are they like
blue
a
one and
like? Could that be another rarity that could come in the penguin one that we're not even talking about?
Oh, you mean like a super chase?
Yes. Yes,
I didn't know those existed.
It's just funny because he's been really smart once again with their marketing of like teasing this product. It's funny. Obviously, they had their like, we're not going to tell you anything for those X amount of days. And now like every day they've come out with awesome content. And like in the beginning, you just saw the packaging. You didn't know there was chases. They teased it a little bit by showing another figure. Then he kind of said there is chases. Then we saw that there's pogs. Like for all you know, tomorrow there could be another thing where it's like, you could also get this limited 1 of 1, like stuff like that. Like we don't know. And I that's another thing I just do find exciting. Like I don't want to sit here and say I'm just such a sucker for Mike that I'm just gonna buy these, but like the more I look at them, the more I talk about them, I actually am excited about them or at least to just see them in person. Like I want to see them in person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm excited too to kind of. I probably will get one just to kind of see the product, have it in hand, and
And then we'll say
maybe one.
They may make a turtle, Trey.
They make a turtle.
Do you think they're gonna do IPs? I don't want to go super into this because
I mean
other stuff too. But
maybe
I know, but I feel like this is our bread and like the most important topic of this episode.
Yeah,
I do think we'll get intellectual property at one point for something he makes. He already has the contacts. I don't see him not doing it at all. Like,
definitely add some form of ad icons or like maybe a big boy or something that he's already.
He just loves that so much.
Yeah. See, I think if I had to put money down, I think he would do a different product that would be involved. I feel like this is going to run with this just original.
I agree with you.
Like, I mean, like Rokimoto. Like, you think they're going to have like an IP on that attached to it?
There may be like some Japanese brands that we're not familiar with or something like that with kind of what Trey's alluding to with like the ad icons. Like, that is Mike's bread and butter. I also, once again, everything now we're starting to see that he kind of did on purpose in his tease. Bunch of toys that he had on his shelves looked like these.
Yeah, they were. I'm sure were like Japanese.
Yeah, and he also was. He made a point to show off a lot of his old icon stuff. I don't think that was on purpose.
Yeah.
Down the line, another product, or even with this. But I don't think he's gonna make. This seems so integral to the Japanese culture. I don't think he's gonna mess with that. I don't think he's gonna make
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I don't think he's gonna do that.
Yeah,
it'll make no sense. And I think these are gonna be huge in Asia, like huge.
I mean, they totally fit into that vibe and that whole like when you see those stores and you see little like a lot of different brands and stuff we never heard of. Obviously, we see them, and I'm talking like not anime specific stuff, like not One Piece things and things like that. Like these like very original, just Japanese specific type figures. A lot of times they look very much like this, and they're very like they are popular with that like that crowd and everything.
They think about how mainstream like Hello Kitty is, for example.
Yeah, which that obviously was a bigger version of something like this, right? Yeah, that clearly blew up, but yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. It's funny to kind of see him in his videos and see, like, we all know Mike as being that kind of quirky, like awkward person, and he still is that. And it's kind of hilarious because now he's also getting all these like Japanese people, the girl that sings Rokimoto, and they're communicating like hilarious because it's like so awkward at times. But it's funny because he did that even here in the US with Funko people and all that kind of stuff. It was always awkward and everything. That's
He still
just the
does your
way he
favorite
is.
cuts in the beginning
Yeah,
where he
dude.
waits and then turns.
Like that, and like it's like they don't cut out things. Yeah, they clearly that's what
It's also
they
funny
do.
too. Did you realize that like launch video, him and Dave were in those like animal costumes jumping in the background?
I don't know if I remember seeing
I think
that.
Well,
yeah.
they post the only reason I know, they had posted a picture of them in these costumes throughout their journey, and like it was them clearly making that video.
Yeah, which is funny. Yeah, it was a great like way of unveiling all that stuff too. It made things exciting. But I guess we'll see. Let us know down below for sure if you guys are watching here on YouTube. If you haven't already, like the video, and obviously if you want to support us, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But let us know down below what are your thoughts. What do you guys think of their first venture, Rokimoto? Do you think it's going to be good? Are you fans of this? Or you're not? Just kind of let us know your thoughts, the product itself, the line, whatever you want to, input that you guys want to put into this. But yeah, it's going to be something that'll be interesting for sure. I think he's going to be at WonderCon, I think.
Yes.
I think going to the conventions, he's going to so we'll start seeing more of this stuff. And when it comes out, price, obviously, because it still hasn't leaked or anything. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of what this is going to be looking like. Because imagine this is like something that's like expensive. Then you might feel like,
if it's expensive, I'm still like, do we all agree when I mentioned before, like, I think it'll be pretty reasonably priced?
I think it would, but like we said, we don't like if his stuff is more expensive in that location, like that's the clientele they're getting. He's not gonna
I'm pretty sure it's.
but I don't
I'm pretty
know.
sure it's not.
Yeah.
But the other thing too that I want to bring up before we move on, have you noticed? I find interesting. There's not a website.
No.
Only
Yeah. When I
social
was
media
looking for it, I
accounts.
was trying to, and there wasn't yet.
Which I wonder
Just
if
the
that means
Instagram
he'll
page.
never sell direct to consumer.
No, just in like these
Only through the
specific stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean makes sense. Keep it like that. But we will see. We do have. I mean, it's technically like three. It's so funny. They all connect. There's like three different things we could talk about that all kind of stem off of something we've already mentioned or something that ties to this damn Rokimoto thing. I don't know which one to start with. But let's start with the Thrilljoy one. Let's do that one because I want to get into the controversy, and then we'll move over to other things that you'll see how they're tied to this. But the Thrilljoy one, obviously, we mentioned them a few times and like different things or whatever. But this is more like a controversial thing. I think some people have talked about it a little bit. It's not like as big as I thought it would be right now. I think just because so much stuff's happening, and then obviously this came out and everything.
Yeah.
But it has to do with just kind of what's going on with these like super chases. Obviously, we laughed about super chases, and it was because of this. So we all know that when Thrilljoy came out the first time in New York Comic-Con, they all had like certain ones that had chases, and then there was maybe 3 or 4 that had like a super chase option. We seen people pulling them at New York Comic-Con. Like the day we were there, other people posted online. Like it was very rare, obviously, because there were 96 piece figures, which is obviously super, super low, but we did see them happen. Then most recently, we got a really, really sought after one, which was the a Christmas one, which was the Day Without Santa Claus. That was called.
Yep. A Year Without Santa Claus.
Year Without Santa Claus, and we had the Heat Miser, Snow Miser, Common Chase, and then the Super Chase was what's her name?
Mother Nature. Yep.
So none of us have seen anyone pull that. And that's kind of what the talk is about, is like, what do you think is going on? Is, this is kind of like the comments out there, right? Is Thrilljoy not sending the Super Chase out? Are these sitting in a warehouse? Are they purposely not sending them?
Were they not made?
Is it fake? Are they just not able to sell anything, and that's why no one has them, because no one's buying them? But then again, we've seen a lot of people. I don't want to say it's that one, because we've seen a lot of people that were really excited for this and did buy them. You specifically bought 2 of them.
So I did.
Like,
which I also
know people
have a really interesting take on that, though.
Buying those, yes. But what do you guys think? Like, what is happening with this Mother Nature?
It's funny because like until the chatter was going on about this, it had completely gone off my radar. I had moved on. I got my 2 for Christmas because me and Nikki love that movie. And I don't really, I've told this to some of the friends I made in the community. I don't really think about Thrilljoy anymore, which is crazy. Because if you rewind a few episodes ago, I mean, everyone was making fun of me that I was basically blowing Brian. And like, it's just kind of comical, and I feel really weird about it because I don't know what's going on, and it bothers me. And sometimes I'm like, this is where like I love Mike. Mike will always be the king for me because like Mike is still in front of the camera. I feel like Brian did what he thought he had to do in the beginning and like is now just, the businessman. And he doesn't have his mic that he had at Funko, which I think is really, really hurting them. Not to go off on that tangent, but so I'm like wondering if these weren't made. Or my other thing is kind of like you just said, like they haven't sold out. There's only 96 of them and they're just in like the warehouse still. I feel like this is such a niche community. I doubt, like I know we talked about beforehand. Could some people have bought and just not talked about it on social media? I don't buy into that though, because like I feel like everyone who likes Thrilljoy is truly within this like niche community, and they would be blasting that up, and the dish trackers of the world, Funko finders would have found that and posted that picture. It would have like those have bragging rights within the community. But one thing that's interesting is, and I was super pumped when I ordered two. I was sad I didn't get Mother Nature, but I got a common and a chase. And I know multiple people who ordered two and got a common and a chase. Was that because Thrilljoy knew you ain't getting that other one that you bought? So let's just make you happy by giving you a common chase. That could be a huge, huge coincidence, but I do find it weird. It seems like it's the best chase common pull rate out of anything that I've seen on social media, myself included. I have a few in my collection. It's the only one I've ever pulled a chase for. So I'll leave it at that. Not to throw another conspiracy theory out there, but I do find that interesting. And multiple people have told me the same thing, that they ordered two and they got both Heat Miser and Snow Miser.
That's very interesting. To be honest, I haven't even thought about Thrilljoy at all until actually
until it's podcast time.
Yeah, until it's podcast time, and then when I have a listener actually message me about Thrilljoy. But yeah, we had that conversation about it. What they saw on their end, and but no, yeah, I do think it's crazy that there has been no super chases pulled since NYCC. To be honest, I haven't really even seen that many shredders because like I'm always on the market for it, right? Because I kind of want the chase, but like I don't see that many shredders, the chase of the Leo. So I don't know. Maybe it's time for the tinfoil. Maybe it's time for the tinfoil hats to be on and talk about that.
I was gonna say get into it a little bit if you want. I mean, obviously we don't have to name names, but I know you have someone who has given a little bit of input of what they think and just kind of what is that vibe? Like what's going on with that?
No, yeah. So he did mention a few things about how, what was it? Some of the things that supposedly sold out, but they didn't sell out after all. Like they came back in stock, like the Chucky picks. That was one where some say it was sold out, others say it was pulled down because of licensing issues,
which is wild.
Yeah, I don't know the truth about that. I mean, maybe I would have to dig deeper a little bit to find out, but that was one thing. And then the giveaways, the Christmas giveaways was another thing that he had mentioned, which I did think was kind of odd. Well, I mean, the whole word of influencers, right? Like that's how you get your products out there, right? You use influencers. He did mention that a lot of the giveaway prizes went to a lot of influencers that had over a certain amount of followers. So obviously, if you had like, let's just say like on our page on Instagram, we have how many followers? Maybe
not a lot.
or something or something.
Not a lot,
Yeah.
but if you have over 10,000 or whatever, you pretty much got the giveaway stuff from the Christmas giveaways, which is crazy. But yeah, and obviously there's a little bit more stuff that he's talking about, the influencers, and then what was the other one that he was talking about? The Ultra Chase.
Mhm.
It only showed up at the event. Like, we have not seen since.
Yeah. Because I was even saying, because beforehand we were kind of figuring out what we were going to talk about off air and everything. I had mentioned that even the ones, because we did see stuff get pulled at New York Comic Con, like I said, in person, and we saw people posting stuff throughout that weekend. Even those that had all these ultra chases, which were like, I think like the Duck Dodgers and the couple of those, like though, like you said, after that con, we didn't really see people posting.
No.
I mean, we could have missed it, but we didn't really see people posting those. And they would be super, like one of them was a 24 piece. That Duck Dodgers was a 24 piece ultra super rare or whatever. And like, clearly that means there's not that many of them, obviously. But like, if someone pulls one of those, like, you're gonna know about it. Like, that is crazy
for sure,
rare, right?
For sure.
So yeah, so it kind of, it's just, it's weird, but it kind of does go back to the other thing that we've said in the past, that like, this stuff is still not selling. Like, it's all sitting on their site. It's not selling out.
Yeah.
They wanted to go the whole super limited niche, like that route. And it's not, like, you would have thought they would sell out and then have to just make a new product, but it's all sitting out there still. And it's like, even the blue, like, it's so weird that like nothing except for the clothes randomly, some of them have like sold out.
Which I don't believe that they sold out.
Yeah, I just feel like they just aren't doing well, if that's the case, because you're talking about a couple thousand for each 3,000, 5,000, whatever. Like, you can't sell that by now. Like, they've been out for a little while now at this point. Like, are there that many people that are really after them? And yeah, we know some people that are still really on board and still love them, whatever, it's not like we're haters or anything on it, but a lot of people had kind of jumped off that train. Like, it was an early hype, kind of dwindled out. Now we got Mike coming out with something, so some people are just going to put their attention over there, and it just hasn't been the same. But it is something we didn't want to talk about, because we talk about the good, we talk about the bad, the controversy, the drama, whatever
talk about
it is.
It all.
And that was one, because we talk about Thrilljoy, so we have to talk about like what is going on with these. And again, we're not stating something is fact or not. We're just saying like, what is going on? Like, who knows? Could it be this? Could it be that? And
we like to speculate, theorize on here.
Exactly.
Once again, no shade to anyone. We're talking the facts.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure it out. And it's crazy too, because he actually sent me some screenshots of how many of the Heat Miser he added to the cart. It was like 959, which would have been like 47,950. I still bet you wouldn't have got the Super Chase. I'm just like,
yeah. So it's, I don't know. Let us know your thoughts. We do have obviously some fans that are, Thrilljoy.
We have fans who love Thrilljoy still.
And
thank you for still listening to us, even though we've been a little negative towards them. But it's just, I'm hoping they can regain our, enthusiasm. But it's just, and a lot of things that, that listener sent Trey. I believe, especially the influencer ones. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
They did not hide that very well.
Like even Sidekick Inc, CJ didn't get a Super Chase, and he ordered what? I think I watched this video. He ordered 4.
Yep.
I think he pulled 1 chase out of the 4.
It's because CJ doesn't lie. Even though he's very, I'm going to give, obviously our shout outs to CJ, aka Sidekick Inc. He is one of the most genuine creators, and yes, big brands do like to work with him, but he gives his honest truth. He cannot be bought, which that could be part of the issue too when it comes to certain people who are.
Yeah.
Once again, you just got to go look at the stuff. I mean, I look at that. I say this every week now, and I'm going to continue to say it till they change it. It's super cringe. And then you got Mike posting stuff that like. That reveal video almost brought me to tears because it was so like quote unquote like fun. And I also, one thing I wanted to bring back, that if I'm going to move to the next topic too, he also in that video totally threw professional shade at Funko. That we're bringing back the fun. We're doing it. Like, I was a little surprised. I was surprised in that in like a good way. That was not like, that was totally done on purpose, which means they definitely did not leave on, in my opinion, the greatest of terms.
Yeah, which we kind of
we
somewhat
predicted that.
But yeah. But yeah, we can, again, this is going to tie back to a couple of things we talked about, but we want to bring this up because this is something that is a completely other toy brand, something that we're not super familiar with, and that's out there right now and kind of lends to Mike's Little Rokimoto, lends to other stuff. And it is these figures, I believe they call it La Boo Boo. Whatever.
Good
I don't know how to
job.
say it. I'm going to say it different ways, and you let me know which one was the right one. La Boo Boo.
Yeah, let us know.
Lavabo, whatever. But they're these like small little figures, and to me, when I saw them right away, this is what I got. They look like Cos Baby type style to me, with the big eyes and everything. But this collab that they're doing is One Piece, so there's a series for One Piece. So this actual character, which I believe that's what that name is, they exist, in other ways. They've done it a bunch of different types of characters, and now we're getting like a One Piece whole set with like 15,
every character.
15 different ones, which is pretty crazy. They look really cool. Details is like really awesome on these. They look like they are smaller. I don't know exactly the size of them, but they look pretty small.
Yeah, I think these ones are more like, they are small. They're more like they're going to come in a mystery box, where I don't believe they all do.
Yeah. So, and like, great vibes. They look great. The community is very excited. Diss Trackers obviously posted this. I'm sure being that it's One Piece made it even more like desirable, and like for other people who maybe didn't know about this, like none of us knew about this type of figure or anything. But there's also, I wanted to bring it up because there's also some comments going out there saying that this is what Mike wanted to do with Rokimoto, but that this is going to put that to shame. Like they're getting a lot of hype around this specific drop and this whole collab. So it is interesting because that's like a big hit on Mike coming out with something new, and then all of a sudden this drops. And obviously these already existed, but now we're getting like the One Piece ones, whatever. So I don't know what you guys think about these, or like these are going to be sold, I believe, at Pop Mart. Correct. It looks like, which is obviously another big, location and everything.
I think these look pretty sick. I want these. Like, I want the One Piece ones, or I like want to get one or whatever. Like, I've seen this figure before, but I truly didn't really know anything about it, because like I do look at them like, this is just not for me. Like, I actually look at the Funmaker Inc stuff, and that seems more something that I would want if I was comparing the two. But I'm also a sucker for IP stuff, and the mix of it is definitely got me going down a rabbit hole. And then I was talking to some other creators about them because I was like interested and I wanted to learn more about them. And like, supposedly these are just like some of the hottest things right now in the collecting community. Like, they can't even keep them in stock. And I'm pretty sure they are expensive. They are not cheap. I don't know how much these minifigure ones will be.
They release in China though, right? They're not going to be over here.
Not sure they'll ship them here. That's what it says. Releases 2/28 in China.
Yeah.
Oh, I assume they would be here too on their website, but maybe
I'm sure there'll be some vendors that can get them. Yeah, I'm sure, but yeah.
If you've seen, I don't know if you've seen, Charlie, like a unboxing. There's a guy that did a whole unboxing of all of them. They all come with a wanted poster.
I
like little
just
card,
legitimately just watching that right
which
now, which
looks super sick. And then there's a 1 in 144. Talk about that ratio. Not 1 in 6, not 1 in 10, not 90.
Jesus.
1 in 144 of a Luffy Gear 5.
And it looks sick.
That's crazy. That's like real. That's what these other companies over here in the US that we love and talk about all the time need to do. Like, that is
for real.
100%. I'm happy you brought that up, Migs, because that is what they need to do. Because people, I don't I don't tend to do this, but I'm not the norm when it is in the collecting community. People are going to be buying these like crazy. I mean, this is gambling at its finest in the collectible world
Mm-hmm.
to try to
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah. Especially, that ratio is pretty crazy. But honestly, looking at them, it reminds me of the Where the Wild Things Are.
Yes. That is what the main
That's
character reminds me of. Yes.
It
yes,
does.
it does.
I was gonna say it looks like it's a rabbit character.
That's what I was gonna say, a
the
rabbit,
ears,
but definitely
right?
gives me that Where the Wild Things Are vibe.
100%.
And I remember that. That's the only reason why I'm like, dang, these are pretty cool. I actually would get one of these
Yeah,
if
they're
I was
definitely
also
cool.
into One
Dude,
Piece.
I was the
but
kid for Halloween once in college.
really,
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Off
definitely
topic.
cool. They're definitely cool. There's something different, unique, and it kind of, like I said, it's in this realm of what we're talking about and stuff. So it's just another product that, like, if we get a chance to grab, I know this would be something I would grab over the Rokimoto one. That's like that's my take on it. Like, if I had to get one, that's what I would lean towards.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because it's the One Piece
For me,
collab.
I agree with you
but-
because it's One Piece. If it wasn't One Piece,
Like, I haven't seen any of the other ones yet. Like, I'll look into them to get more an idea of like the non-One Piece ones. Like, what do they look like? But yeah, I think these are like so cool.
they look more like just like a doll.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually, once again, maybe it's just not stuff I collect, but I'm very easily swayable and can get into things that I normally wouldn't. I look at these and I'm like, how is this brand as huge as it's become? But it clearly, like, the One Piece brand wouldn't have made a collab with them, in my opinion, if they weren't something that was extremely popular within, the community.
Oh yeah, for sure. But let us know. What do you guys think? Are you guys excited for that or not? And something else that we kind of hinted towards, this is the Funko side of things.
Yeah.
We are getting probably the best one yet. Another Jumbo Chan figure, which of course is Funko's 14-inch. Speaking of like Japanese and everything, like that was always like what they went with that figure, which I think we maybe have a handful of them now.
Yep.
At this point. And we're getting a Green Ranger version. So this thing looks pretty sick. Obviously, we had like the original like Freddy one. We had that Astro Boy, I think, or not Astro Boy. It was like a Speed Racer.
Voltron. They made a proto.
A proto one was more recent, and now we're getting this Green Ranger one, and like this thing is sick. It's a 14-inch figure. If you guys don't know, it's $250. It's only limited to 1,200 pieces. Like, this was the product that we said was a good idea when they did it, and not the Project Freds. Like, and they came out around the same time, and the Project Fred seemed even worse because they came out with this around that same time for cheaper. But yeah, the box has always been amazing on this with the writing on it, and like it just looks super cool. But I like the fact that you can see the figure inside, like he's wearing
so cool
suit. But the details on this are pretty sick, even on the dagger. Like, it's just sick. I don't know what you guys think. I know Trey, I think, is a really, really big fan of this. But what do you guys thought? I think we all like Power Rangers, so this was something that we all.
I freaking love this. When I saw that tease video, they normally haven't teased them as well as this. I mean, you saw the shadow, the silhouette. I'm like, oh my god. I'm quite frankly shocked they went this route with this line, because I am looking. Migs, you're right. There was an Astro Boy one. There's been way more than I think we realized, because this is not something we typically like.
No.
There was an Ultraman one. There was I may say this wrong, Gatchaman one, which I don't even know what that is.
Gotcha.
So I never really expected them to go Power Rangers, because that seems a little too mainstream for this line, if that makes sense at all. Like, it fits perfectly, but like, I mean, it even has like the Hasbro branding on it. Like, but that aside, like, this is sick. Like, I want this for my collection. The box is sick. Like,
the box is awesome.
So cool. Like, the box alone is a display piece. Like, you don't even need the figure, which is crazy. Like, just everything about this. And another thing that was super sick that they did, this clearly meant a lot to the people who designed it and made it. Funko even like put a video out on their socials with the head designer talking about the process of making this, what it means to them. Like, it's just also just funny because this obviously is like the last thing Mike kind of left with them, which it's just so interesting how maybe this could have been, what this could have been if this was part of his new company, not Funko.
Yeah.
Because like this is the type of stuff that I would like to see Mike have IPs in. But I want Trey to talk because I could talk about this all day. I love this. I love this figure.
I definitely agree. We did talk about this, before we started recording. I really do like this one a lot. I am not really big into all the jumbo chans. I mean, there have been a few. I mean, they do look cool, but I will be completely honest, to spend that much, it's kind of harder for me to just do that, even though this one is definitely worth it. Because I think we even mentioned too before we started recording, like, you ain't gonna get this at this price when it comes out. Once people get it in hands, like, that's the cheapest you're going to get. And yes, it is limited to 1,200 pieces. I think this one's super cool, and I think even now that they did this, I can see maybe a little bit down the line, you see the White Ranger, you see the Red Ranger with the vest or whatever. I can see that, and then of course you're gonna be like, damn, I need the set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the helmet it would be cool. I don't know if they ever mentioned, I don't think they mentioned it, but it would be cool to kind of, if they could detach it or make it go up.
Yeah.
I wish that was the case. I don't think that is, but nonetheless, the fact that you can see the eyes, I really do like this one a lot. I just have a problem because my bank will not let me go through the EQL, So it is what it is. Maybe later down the line I will get it, but it is super cool. I do like this one a lot. Yeah, again, like Charlie, I can probably talk about this one all the time, but I do hope maybe down the line we will get the White Ranger, and then maybe the Red Ranger.
The White Ranger, oh man, I would
really, that one for sure.
Yeah, it's really cool. The detail on it is amazing. The box, like you said, is like sick too. Like, I think hands down it's the best one of all the ones. Like, there's a couple other ones that were like pretty cool, but like, you look at, like, let's compare to Astro Boy. Like, you see Astro Boy, right? He barely has like clothes on. Like, it's like there's no detail to that.
Yeah.
And like, why would you pay for that when you look at this one and all the details, the color, like, it just looks so much better. You're like, okay, that's what, like Trey's saying, like, it's worth that. But it's still $250. It's still a 14-inch figure with an even bigger box. Like, it's not easy to just get something like this and, like, like, display it or, like, pay for it, what you said. And obviously it is like a raffle based EQL. You gotta enter into the raffle, and then if you get picked, you can't change your mind. Like, you will then get charged and you got it, essentially, right? So it's still a less, like, they've made, like you said, a good amount of them, but they still haven't made too many. So it still is something that's like nice that it comes out once in a while. And that's probably the only reason why I feel like they won't just keep making more Power Rangers. Only because it seems like they're just like really just selecting random things here and there, which I'm okay with, because, like, yeah, obviously we would love to see a White Ranger or something like that, but it gets you to think, like, okay, maybe they're just gonna touch this one and then go over there and go somewhere else. But this is probably the most universal one, I think, of all that they've made. If we're looking back at the other ones that they've kind of showed, they're all like Japanese based characters, though, right? If I'm not mistaken, besides Freddy, obviously
they all are. But
okay, so they are going to kind of stick to that, which obviously Power Rangers lends to that. But they're gonna, if that's the case, then obviously, we know they stick with it. But it's just funny because it's like you said, this was something that we know Mike was there for an unveiling. He showed it, like, he was excited about this, and then he kind of left and went and created another Japanese-based type thing. And it's like, could this have turned into that? Like you said, like, who knows? But this one is probably one of the better ones for sure. And yeah, that thing is just really cool. But I don't think, I think you entered in, Charlie, right? And me and Trey did not, but
I did enter in for this.
I'm just, dude, if you get that, I'm totally.
If you get it, you can just we can just like rotate it.
I'll
give it to the other person.
It'll be the collector chatter.
We'll keep it here. I'll just
no, it's crazy because
figure it out,
dude. I really do like that figure a lot. Surprisingly, Funko can get stuff like this, but not Thrilljoy. But I do like. Oh man, I wish I did enter it. Damn it, I'm gonna be totally
You
jealous
still
now.
got like 2 hours or something.
Dude, I would have to call my bank and
Oh,
it's
Right,
closed.
just call
They
that.
gotta accept it.
I wish.
Um,
Oh man.
Yeah, but let us know if you guys went after, if you guys are excited. I don't know, like it's 1,200 pieces, so we'll see how it goes. But it seems like a lot of people are pretty excited for it. But some people aren't because they just don't like the price. They don't like the jumbotrons in general. So maybe it'll sell, maybe it won't. I guess we will see. But good luck if you guys did enter
Much
into
better
it.
than that project, Fred. That's all I can say.
For
Like on the
sure.
website,
100.
like going through them now because like it shows you everything you could get from the EQL, and like it's funny that's clearly been abandoned because they haven't come out with one since October.
Trash.
Yeah.
All right, so let's switch it up a little bit. Let's get into a little bit of card news. I guess this will probably be one of the last things we go into to end the episode. Is a good episode, obviously, with a lot of other stuff, new stuff that we're talking about. But we mentioned last week we did have like a little bit of a cards tops conversation. We spoke about the baseball cards coming out. We spoke about WWE coming out. You saw Trey has ripped some stuff. I actually grabbed a couple boxes of WWE as well. But we talked about VeeFriends specifically, obviously, because we know Charlie's the big VeeFriends collector here. We all kind of like it, but he's really, really into that community right now. And for these, I think I'm gonna also jump on board for this.
Let's go.
Topps Chrome. I just love Topps Chrome, and they look awesome. They look great. It's gonna be the first one. Like, it just makes so much sense to get these if you can, obviously. But now we got some official dates, and I know you kind of teased. They were like, "Oh, it's going to be in the spring, whatever." But literally right after we had the episode, we started getting pictures of them. We started getting the announcements, and we didn't know at that time. So
that always happens.
You can kind of talk about when they're coming out and a little bit of that.
So the available date to the public, everyone, is May 7th. There's going to be some sort of pre-sale in April. They haven't really said what that's going to be yet. I think they're still a little under, it's under wraps because, it's weird because even though VeeFriends already has cards, this is obviously, they are the IP now at this point being licensed to Topps. So like Topps is more in control of this than VeeFriends. I mean, they're obviously working together, but even more information has come out about them. There's going to be, because there's like 250 plus characters in the VeeFriends universe. This is the first set. I'm pretty sure so far it's a 3-year deal. I'm sure if it does well, they'll up it. So all those characters are not going to be in Topps Chrome. I think they announced there's going to be 100 of them, and they've been teasing what characters are going to be available. There's going to be original sketches. Legitimately, Gary was showing on his socials him actually sketching the stuff. There's going to be autos. These are super cool, super collectible, and like as I said, VeeFriends has become like my thing now. It's also crazy because if you're watching this on video on YouTube, I don't know if in the beginning, even if you guys saw, I looked a little distracted. Gary Vee actually sent me an NFT for free. I just won one in the beginning of this episode of VeeFriends NFT, so I'm freaking pumped about that. So that is like the only quote unquote collectible of the VeeFriends world that I did not have anything of. So I love VeeFriends, and I'm super pumped about this Topps Chrome as we talked about last week. And what's great too is this is going to be the first time, like, if there's going to be available in your local card shops. And if you are interested in VeeFriends, you can also call them and ask if they're going to be getting them. And Gary hasn't said it yet, but he did say one national retailer will have them. He said it's not Target or Walmart. I feel like it's Amazon. If I was to guess, I don't really know what other big one it could be.
Costco.
That would be wild.
Sam's. I don't know.
GameStop.
I feel like Amazon, because they have sold some VeeFriends stuff on Amazon before. But yeah, I think this is going to be pretty hyped I think there's going to be new people. I've actually had a few people from last episode message me asking me. I said, you can message me, and they actually have asked me what, they looked like, give them a little. I feel like if you like Pokemon, and even Gary says this, like, you could get into VeeFriends.
Yeah.
I just think they're super cool. I'm happy Miggs is going to get on the train. Are you going to get some, Trey?
Well, it's funny you say that, Charlie, because you actually sent me a post earlier in the week, right? about if if you're new, right? You interact with them, you sign,
Yep.
that you're interested in how you got interested. They're gonna send you something in the mail, which I did. And after that, I've been kind of jumping on their lives on
Oh,
whatnot. So I think they look cool. You know what I mean? I probably may buy a few packs. Maybe not as heavy as you guys,
that's fair. That's fair.
still sticking with the WWE stuff. But no, yeah, I think they look cool, you know what I mean? Like I thought the pop looks great. I think that's kind of what got me into it. And then of course, you're always talking about it, with chats, that we
Mhm.
have. And I think actually interacting with them and then actually kind of talking to them throughout this whole week, like I was like, oh, not many companies that big or people actually respond back and like talk to you.
Their
Like,
customer service is
yeah,
incredible.
yeah. And I remember earlier in the week that they're like, hey, we're about to do a live right now on TikTok. So, all right, cool. Just jump. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll jump on right now. I just happen to be on my phone. They're like, all right, cool. Let us know when you're on and that you joined the link that I just sent. And I did. And they were like, oh, yeah, we've been talking to you this whole week. I'm like, what? Like, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? Not many companies do that. So, again,
Yeah.
I'm probably walking the same way where y'all are going with the VeeFriends.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. I mean, how many people have their creator actually talk to you on social media and send you an NFT? Which
Yeah.
is super cool. That's how VeeFriends started. Which I also love. Like they're into all forms of collectibles. I feel like we are going to get more vinyl figures down the line. It'll be interesting what more they make with Funko. Hope they stay limited. But they have cards. They have pins.
Yeah, the pins were pretty cool,
stickers.
dude.
The pins are cool. I have some of the pins. They're awesome.
I saw the pins. I even mentioned that too. Like those are pretty cool.
And like it's funny, we can even connect VeeFriends in a weird way back to Funmaker Inc. in the beginning. One of the things that got me so excited about VeeFriends in the beginning is like it's just fresh and new. Even though I'm a huge Marvel, Star Wars, Disney guy, like you can get that in anything. Like I loved the freshness of something new that also felt familiar, which I feel like we're gonna get from Mike too. But that is like just one thing that I really love about VeeFriends. I'm happy you had a good experience though, Trey.
Yeah.
Because even
I
like
jumped on. I was gonna say I jumped on VeeFriends a couple times, but I jumped on one where they were selling sports cards and giving away sports cards. They were doing that. And I actually ended up buying, I think, like a Deion Sanders rookie card, fucking Juan Soto rookie card.
Yeah.
I bought that Juan Soto card that time too.
Yeah.
Worked out in my favor.
But like they do other stuff like that too. So that was also cool and fun. And like it's always funny though because I always get the notification of what now when they're on or on Instagram Live or whatever. And it's always like 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. I'm like, why are they on?
They're all over the place, dude.
They are. I will say that they're all over the place. Like if they're not on Instagram, they're on TikTok. They're just always. And if they're not on there, they're on Instagram. Like it's just constant back and forth.
The thing that's so wild too about VeeFriends, which like we've talked about this a little bit, I think at one point in one episode, like Whatnot. Like we've all known Whatnot for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like Funko really, if you were in the Funko community, you knew what Whatnot was. And then we are all kind of like, screw Whatnot. Like I like never used that app for a really long time.
Same.
It has evolved so much since when we really used it for Funko stuff. And like Gary V is very like, he thinks social shopping is like the future of stuff like that. And like, I can really see where he's coming from because now Whatnot, like anyone can be on Whatnot now. Mm-hmm. Like I remember how it was so hard to become a seller. I mean, people are selling everything on Whatnot. It's interesting to me. But yeah, they're always pushing their product everywhere. And it's also cool, Migs. I don't know if you remember when you bought that. This is another reason why this company is awesome. They sent him a VeeFriends slab when he bought
graded
sports
card, like a random graded card.
Thrilljoy should be calling up VaynerMedia. That's really who they should be calling to do their social media.
They put
That's pretty cool.
They threw that in there because I got the 2 cards and then I opened it up as 3 slabs. I'm like, what the heck is this? And it was a card, which is cool. And then obviously we spoke about this, but like we met Gary at New York Comic Con this past year. And he was super cool because, he spoke to us for a little while. He took pictures, and then we got each a graded like slab card, and he signed it for both of us just cause. And it
Damn,
was
that was
just like
pretty cool.
mad
Just
chill.
cause. That's like another thing. Just
Mad
because.
chill. Yeah, he didn't care. Like, and then we were just like, and then they were giving away obviously the very first promo card of Topps Chrome because they knew Topps Chrome was coming, and it was like the ninja character, and it was like one card in the pack, and it was free. You just walked through
Free.
line as long as you got there before they gave them out, because obviously they allotted for each day. And as
Damn.
long as you got it, in time, which I think we got it the second day, right? The first day we
Yeah, it was
never
not the
made
first
the
day that they
line,
announced. No, they
and then
announced it the first day.
okay,
Come back the next day to get
yeah.
it.
So we remember going, we waited in the line, and then we each got one. We ripped it open. We didn't get like one of the, because there's still
We
like
got
these
the
variations. We just got the base one. But
Mhm.
if we kept that thing sealed, those things are going for crazy money right now.
That's what he
Just because it
says.
was
Yeah.
that promo one. And
I
we
mean,
each
the
have
thing
one,
is,
which is funny.
he doesn't even just say it. The proof is in the pudding. Go to eBay. That's the other thing. That the fan base for VeeFriends is nuts, but in like a
it's
fun way.
super nuts.
You can enjoy
Priced.
VeeFriends and Trey. It's like interesting that you just went into a stream recently. Like, you can enjoy it just by going in and like getting good vibes and enjoying the stuff. You don't need to buy anything. You can get free stuff. They'll send it to you. But then you got people who are legitimately spending thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But like, I also like the community doesn't judge you for one way or the other, and they're even very adamant. Like, dude, if you don't have the money to buy this stuff, don't buy it. But
Yeah.
it doesn't mean you can't like come and hang out with us, win some free stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a good vibe. But yeah, those are going to be a really cool set to see, and I know Gary's very excited for that, like partnership with Topps, and clearly like Topps is one of the top ones, right? It's like the top of the
It's the
top.
top.
So to see if we get more and like next year, and like you said, like more going forward would be really exciting for us because we already like Topps anyway. So I think that's it. I don't know if there's anything else. We did want to actually just mention, obviously, the NFT drop. We talked about it last week, but it's actually officially being out today. If you're listening to this on the first day, Toy Story NFTs, which we were all super excited about it. If you want to see more into what is in that, even us talking about it, check out last week's episode because we kind of go more into that set, like talking about it. But it'll be out, and good luck if you guys are going after packs, and hopefully you can pull some good stuff. But I think that's going to be it for this episode. It was a fun episode, a good one. Rokimoto, go. We gotta talk about that.
And if you, I mean, I'm sure if you listen to our podcast, you've probably seen that video. But if you haven't, go follow them on social media. Just go look at the content.
Funmaker Inc or Rokimoto themselves. But yeah, a lot of stuff that we asked you guys as well. Definitely comment down below on that stuff, on the collab, the One Piece monster stuff, the Green Ranger, like all that kind of stuff. Just definitely let us know what you guys think in the Thrilljoy controversy. What are your thoughts? Definitely comment down below, like the video and all that good stuff, like we said. And yeah, let everybody know about the socials and all the good stuff, and keep moving.
Yeah. Obviously, as everyone knows, follow us at Collector Chatter on Instagram, and that at STX_collectibles, at Pop_Migs, and at Collector_Charlie. And obviously, if you're listening on the podcast platform, Spotify, you can interact with us on there. Make sure you just follow us on those platforms, answer our polls, write us a review. We really appreciate that. Then obviously come over to our main platform over here at YouTube. And if you could please like this video, comment on it, please. The likes are really important. Hit that notification bell so you would know when new stuff comes out, and just keep interacting with us. We really appreciate it. We actually have something that's going to be coming up soon. I want to give a shout out to one of our fans, Hunter.
I did want to say
was able to get us all Prismatic Evolution ETBs. We each got one, and we're going to rip that open on this channel.
Yeah,
So, which I think is fun. We could have maybe a little battle with that. See who pulls, Will
The
any of us
best
get a
car.
God pack? The best car.
If one of us gets a God pack, bro,
That'd be unreal. It's just funny because Hunter also got one. He told me he didn't get anything. So
Oh, you
hopefully
opened
that
it
means
already.
ours
All right,
have
so
a
we got
little more
one of
luck.
us got a good box then.
Yeah. So I'm pretty pumped for that. And like once
Shout
again,
out to Hunter.
shout out, like that
for
was
real.
awesome. Because those are impossible to get, and you
Yeah.
know, he hooked us up. So really, really, really appreciate that.
Thank you.
We're gonna do a live stream or we're gonna do an episode?
We'll see.
Let us
See
know
when we
what
get the boxes.
let us know what you want.
First live episode,
That
maybe.
could, that could
A
be
live
a good idea.
Questions while we're opening packs and talk about
Could
the
be
news.
fun. Could be fun. Let us know what you
Mm-hmm.
want down below.
Let us know. All 5 of you that'll be
All
on
right.
there. Let us know.
All right. But before we go, Trey, let me before I send everyone out with our usual tagline, let us get that earlier tagline again, if you can remember.
Sit
I know
back.
you know.
Oh yeah, of course. Sit back for the thrill. And shit, what was it? Sit back for the thrill as we have some SLURPRISEs for you.
Yes, it is. As always, collecting is the way. Until next episode, later.
Peace out, everybody.
Later.